Chris Paul's career was thought to be over when he was traded from Houston to Oklahoma City, but this season he made it very clear that he is far from done in the NBA. He rejuvenated his career, averaging 17 points, almost 7 assists, and 1.6 steals a game at 34 years old, earning his 9th All-NBA selection. He led an OKC team that people gave less than a 2% chance to make the playoffs at the beginning of the season to the 5th seed in the Western Conference. In the playoffs against his former team, the Houston Rockets, he averaged 21 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, pushing them to a Game 7 where they lost at the last minute. So this year he proved that despite his enormous contract that he definitely still has value and still can contribute on a winning team. But he has been in trade rumors all year to a lot of different places. But who should trade for him this offseason? I have a few teams that I want to discuss and that I think could be a good fit. First up, let's talk about a team that I don't think I've seen anyone talk about, and that's the Phoenix Suns. The Suns improved a lot this year, thanks to internal improvements as well as veterans like Ricky Rubio, Aaron Baines. They were 34 and 39 in a shortened season, and with the right moves, they could definitely be in the playoffs next year. They have young guys like Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, DeAndre Ayton, Kelly Oubre, and the 10th overall pick in this year's draft. Now, you might be hesitant to rock the boat too much considering this season they just had, but I think Chris Paul can give what Rubio gave them and more. And his contract will be up by the time they need to pay their young guys. Chris Paul would be a near perfect fit with Devin Booker as he's a great playmaker and defender and can give off-ball opportunities for him. He's also much more of a shooting threat than Ricky Rubio, which would make it easier for Booker to do on-ball stuff. He's also one of the best closers in the NBA, and young teams who have been losing for years often struggle with closing games. As for what a trade package would look like for CP3, it would likely be Rubio, Kelly Oubre, and Kaminsky to get the money there. Maybe Phoenix gives a second or two, but Oubre is the main asset here. I don't think the Thunder are getting the 10th overall pick or any other first rounders from the Suns, and this might be one of the best deals available for them. For the Thunder, they get their playmaking guard to help replace CP3, and Oubre is better than any wing they have on the roster right now, and is only 24 years old. This might be my favorite destination out of the few that I've thought of, just because I'm excited to see the Suns succeed, and I think this would definitely help them do that. The next team that I thought about were the Dallas Mavericks. Now, this team is a little tricky because they, like everyone else, are saving up cap space for 2021 free agency. But 2 of the 3 people in the trade package would be under contract anyway for a decent amount of money, so it probably wouldn't hurt them too much. But the trade package would be Tim Hardaway Jr., Dwight Powell, DeLon Wright, and a 2020 first-round pick. Now, the Mavs are caught up in protections and stuff, so this would have to be a draft night trade, I'm pretty sure. So that could complicate things a little. Or maybe the Mavs give a first on down the line a little bit instead of the 2020 first rounder. As for why the Mavs do it, it's to pair another real playmaker with Luka. You can't win running the offense through one guy, as successful as the Mavs were this year. And while I like Jalen Brunson, he's not a fantastic playmaker or anything. All the stuff I said about the Suns applies here, except this would be new for Luka. Luka's shooting percentages, particularly from 3, have been really bad his first couple of years, and some of that can be attributed to the difficulty of threes that he takes. CP3 provides a great playmaker who can get Luka some easy buckets and off-ball looks. If you stagger their minutes, you've got someone who can help run the offense when Luka is on the bench. A starting lineup of CP3, Seth Curry, Luka Doncic, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Kristaps looks pretty good to me. I think that's a real title contender in the West, barring injuries. The last team that I really want to talk about is the 76ers. I feel like they are one of the teams who has been deep in these rumors. A lot of things would have to go right, and OKC's feelings for one of Al Horford or Tobias Harris would have to be really nice, and so would the draft compensation. The argument for a Philly deal is to have someone to run the offense outside of Ben Simmons, and clearly Chris Paul is great at that. It would allow for Ben to be more of a screener, whether it's on ball or off ball, and it makes for easier pick and rolls considering you can't go under on Chris Paul. As for the deal, let's say Al Horford, Josh Richardson, maybe Zaire Smith, and if I'm OKC, I'm getting at least 2 first-rounders. Philly has OKC's first this year, and their own first-rounders, as well as a plethora of seconds moving forward. I mean, honestly, if I'm OKC, I'm probably looking elsewhere to get a deal done, especially since I already have tons of draft picks. But for the sake of the video, here's another trade idea. Again, for Philly, this opens up the offense and provides a real perimeter threat, as well as someone who I think can make Simmons and Embiid better, for sure. What do you guys think about these trade ideas? Are there some others that you think are better? Let me know what you think. If you haven't already, leave a like on the video and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. If you didn't like it, leave a dislike. And y'all have a good one.